Out of seemingly nowhere, some big things happening. We can see on screen Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and in the back behind 6'5" Eric Trump, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang. Surprise trip to China. Trump inviting many US business leaders, although not all of them were on Air Force One. We can see the arrival footage here. That's one very impressive welcome party from China. Why exactly would a bunch of US business leaders who also happen to do business in China be visiting in person with the President of the United States? Why would they have made this special trip to China? Some great shots here after the arrival. Trump, Musk, Jensen Huang, and some seemingly extremely excited or very supportive locals in the background. Is there anything in particular going on? Is this out of the ordinary? Of course, the real answer to that is no, this is totally not out of the ordinary. In fact, every president visits China. Here's some footage of Joe Biden's visit to China a couple of years ago, in which, wait, I'm sorry, my producer's just saying he didn't go to China. Wait, what are we looking at then? Oh, this is him on one of his 600,000 vacation days during his term as president, snoozing on the beach. Yo, editor, make sure you cut that out, otherwise somebody might get offended and think the point I was trying to make was that Joe Biden, the decaying lettuce leaf, the puppet, the empty vessel, maybe that's the whole point, was one of the least competent, least hard-working, least present, least diplomatic presidents of the United States of all time. So rather than me explain, let's hear straight from the horse's mouth. Over to you, Orange Man Bad. Why did you fly out Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, and many other US business leaders to China?
We've had a fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. I would call you, and you would call me. Whenever we had a problem, people don't know. Whenever we had a problem, we worked it out very quickly. And we're going to have a fantastic future together. Such respect for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody. You're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway because it's true. I only say the truth. And I just want to say, on behalf of all of the great delegation that we have the greatest businessmen, the biggest, I guess the best in the world. We have amazing people, and they're all with me. Every single one of them. We asked the top 30 in the world, every single one of them said yes. And I didn't want the second or the third in the company. I wanted only the top. And they're here today to pay respects to you and to China. And they look forward to trade and doing business. And it's going to be totally reciprocal on our behalf. So I really look very much forward to our discussion. It's a big discussion. There are those that say this is maybe the biggest summit ever. They can never remember anything like it. I can say in the United States, people aren't talking about anything else. But it's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend. And the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So there you have it. Pretty clear, pretty simple. Strengthening relationships between the US and China, specifically as it relates to business. Speaking of business, if I recall, there's this company, I think they're called Tesla, and they're currently in the process of seeking approval for FSD supervised in China. I don't know why that came to mind then. The bottom line here, we can only speculate, but this cannot possibly be bad for the US or China or businesses in either of the two countries. By the way, I noticed that Sam Altman wasn't one of these so-called business leaders invited along. That's a bit weird. Speaking of, quick update on the ongoing lawsuit Elon Musk brought against OpenAI. We had some testimony from none other than the highly trustworthy Scam Altman. Check out this incredible exchange between Musk's lawyer, who I'll refer to henceforth as lawyer, and Altman, who I'll refer to as conman. Lawyer, are you completely trustworthy? Conman, I believe so. What the fuck kind of answer is that, brother? Lawyer, but, you don't know whether you're completely trustworthy? Conman, I'll just amend my answer to yes. Lawyer, should the jury believe your testimony? Conman, I think that's up to them, but I believe so. This is remarkable. Lawyer, you believe so, or they should? Conman, sir, I'm not going to tell the jury what to think. Lawyer, do you always tell the truth? Conman, I believe I'm a truthful person. Lawyer, it wasn't my question. Do you always tell the truth? Conman, I'm sure there is some time in my life when I have not. Lawyer, have you told lies to advance your business interests? Conman, no. Lawyer, have you misled people with whom you do business? Conman, I believe I am an honest and trustworthy business person. Lawyer, that wasn't my question. What you believe. Have you misled people with whom you do business? Conman: I do not think so. Lawyer: would they think so? Conman: I can't answer that for other people. I don't think Sam Altman did himself any favours with this testimony. Now, I'm not an expert at translating serpent, but I am going to do my best. Musk lawyer asks a fairly direct question: are you completely trustworthy? In other words, can people completely trust you? And instead of Sam Altman saying yes, which is generally what somebody who has high levels of integrity and honesty would say, because they know they don't deceive people, mislead, manipulate, trick, swindle. Instead of saying, yes, I am completely trustworthy, Sam whips out the old, I believe so. Perhaps Sam was coached ahead of this. In fact, I'm sure he was coached ahead of this. Perhaps he was coached ahead of this. Well, there's probably evidence of you lying, misleading in public. So you probably don't want to say in no uncertain terms, if you are asked, are you trustworthy or do you lie or have you lied? You probably don't want to say, you can totally trust me, I would never lie. So better to use vague feelings-based general perceptive terms like, I believe so, I feel so, I think that people may think that. So strike number 1, are you completely trustworthy? Sam does not answer yes. Next question. After being prodded, I'll just amend my answer to yes, which is a much softer way of just saying yes than actually saying it initially. The second question was whether or not the jury should believe Sam's testimony. Now, this is a question that, presuming your testimony is honest, truthful, the answer naturally would be yes, they should. A very, very strange answer from Sam. Instead of saying, yes, I'm being honest, my testimony will be honest, I'm not going to lie to you, so yes, they should believe it because I will tell the truth. Instead of that, he says, I think that's up to them, but I believe so. Now notice the use of I believe. We've now seen it twice. Are you completely trustworthy? I believe so. Should the jury believe your testimony? I believe so. Well, I think Sam attempting here to misdirect a little bit with some intellectual debate about whether or not the jury should believe him or make up their own mind. Musk's lawyer prods him, you believe so, or they should. Instead of Sam saying, they should because I'm going to give truthful testimony. Instead of replying along those lines, Sam responds, suggesting I'm not going to tell the jury what to think. Nor should you, Sam, but what you should do is provide honest testimony, in which case, if you are being honest, you would hope the jury would believe you. The next question is just remarkable. Do you always tell the truth? And again, I swear this boy has been coached. I believe so. I believe so. I believe I'm a truthful person. Very different to I am a truthful person. Now, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. When specifically asked if he's told lies to advance his business interests, he responds, no. When probed further, have you misled people with whom you do business? This is again one of those situations where, had you never done this, you would say, no, absolutely not. Instead of strongly refuting this, strongly denying it, we hear, once again, I believe I am an honest and trustworthy business person. Did you fuck my wife? I believe I am an honest and trustworthy friend. That's not what I asked. Did you fuck my wife? I believe I am an honest and trustworthy friend. In conclusion, I'm sure there's nothing to see here. And I believe that the jury are very unlikely to believe much of Sam's testimony. This did the man no favours. I can only guess that he was coached heavily to not incriminate himself and get caught in any lies. Therefore, answer as vaguely as you possibly can with I believe as opposed to I am. I think I might know why he wasn't invited on the trip now. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.